that is information. In business areas, we often get the information and read the information, and we often demoderation the information. That's a point I will tell you later. Okay, the information for the business is quite important because this is the data times. The times required more information, more technical systems, and more function systems in the same company. That is important for us or a leader of the company to make his decision. So the difference in the different requirement of information in different times, that is a table for it. In my opinion, I just compare them as agriculture economy, industry economy, and the data economy. So in the different economy, we could compare some areas in our technologies as object of the action. In the agriculture economy, we just act in the same land. We just start for one day, and we could use the technique all the times. So in the industry economy, we just require the object of action act in the same equipment, maybe in our whole employer. So we could use our skill several times, or we could update it. But now we are in the data economy. The object of action acts in the dynamic data. So we should start all the days. The skill in our brain today is quite different between yesterday. So the duration as a temporary time in all our career times. So the current frequency of the updates may be single skills to product is useful in the agriculture economy. Maybe update the skill with equipment. So as we know, such as the computer, we could update our technologies with the computer's updates. That's enough, maybe. So in the data economy, because the data comes to us frequently, but we should changes with the data all the time. So as in my opinion, the form of the technology in our brief, or such as informations, showed us like this times. In the agriculture economy, it has point. So we just hold or start one single technology or one single knowledge is enough, maybe. But in the industry economy, the information for us is like lot of points linked them as a line. So we should update the points of the knowledges with the equipment, but in the same line. We could maybe sometimes we could show or hold the knowledge logic of the knowledge lines. But in data economy, maybe it like the 3D areas, like a big function for us. So library skill updating always changes in 3 times, in 3 different times. That is how information is very, very important for the business management. Different requests of the information for improve libraries is quite important for the companies improving. The point maybe we could start as hand by hand, or we just follow one tutor. That's enough. Sometimes one tutor is my father or my grandfather. But in the industry economy, the knowledges showed us the line types. That is, we need to training the employees, or we need to pay more attention for the education. We want to update the knowledges in the same lines, higher and higher, and keep the logics. But now the information showed us like a flow. Sorry, the was not the correct as flow. So we have to continue studying. We have to read more books day and day. We have to make us self-study organizations, the big company, the good company, or the partnerships. That is important in the self-study organizations. So if you want to have the success in the business, maybe you have to build the self-study organizations. That is the types of the knowledges in this data economy. So the information is quite important in for the companies. In business management, I just compare with the differences between information flow in business management or in technical system. As we know, the classical trees also have the flow and analysis, but the flow in the classical trees is quite differences between in the business management. The system, I choose the technical system and the business management system. The types of flow, sorry, the was often wrong. The types of flow in the technical system always shows object, energy, and the information flow. But the types of flow in the business management area, in my opinion, they have three types, such as technical flow, function flow, information flow. Because as a company, we need technical flow because we have such as engineers to hold the core, hold the core skills of the company. And we also have the function flow because the customers waiting for us to fix the market. We have to make products or just improve our service for the customers. And the important for us is information flow because the information is important for make our decisions to how to fit the market. Usage of flow in the technical systems just for usage, just use for the product, how to make the good products. But in the business management, maybe it required for the coordination. And the key process in the technical system is just transfer. But in the business management, it means communication. So we could pay attention to these two words, transfer and the communication. It's quite differences between these two systems because transfer just want you to know as the same as the sender, but in the business areas we want to know as well as the sender. So the quality requirements in the technical systems required completely for the information flow. Just got it and Roger. Just as we just the receiver just feedback the information as Roger or got it. It means they all receive the information. But in our business management areas, we often want to receiver showed us clear because the something effective or some thinking of the sender want to show as good as the receiver. Okay, that's my opinion and my analysis. So I build information in business management, the business flow model in business management, that has the sending side. They keep the information as the information flow, and they could modulation the information for the transfer. But in the communication area, it includes two functions. One is transfer. Transfer just as more information as we call. But the demutation is a quite different area and quite different side in the functions in this processing, because different demutation means different receiving side and different receiving side actions. So maybe the core differences between technical system and the business system for the information, or the quite difference between transfer or communication is the modulation. It's a important side. So the receiving side is just the same as the sending side. From A to B, it also sends noise in this area, but maybe we could erase them. It's not important for this. So this is the model in business management of the information. I just show my simple way, the amount of the resolution of the demodulation as I build a new concept of it. The amount of the resolution, it should be as bigger as the quality of the information flow, but it also call it as smaller as the quality of the information flow effect. So it showed us a little bit quite the same as the physical contradiction of the amount of resolution. So I just treat it as a physical contradiction as in the classical TRIZ. So it has this require. I just want to show my thinkover in the information area of using TRIZ, such as for the modulation, we called a new concept as the new parameter as the amount of resolution as 4 pass to slope it. Maybe we show the example as a cool young CEO with a Ferrari silver sports car at the speed of 300 kilometers per hour. So in our opinion, we could separate it as four layers to think about the information in the decision or in our business areas, such as system separation. Maybe in the super system, we also have the common indicators of these two different paths, because maybe I take this take this picture, and I think over I received the information flow as a cool young CEO with a Ferrari silver sports car has a speed of 300 kilometers per hour. I just pay attention to the words as CEO, Ferrari, sports cars, as my wife. Maybe my wife have the same attention as me. So we have the same common indicators in the super system. That's my opinion. So in the recent system, we just keep the different attention indicators as the young. This word is shocked me because the young man can have this good cars. But my wife always says, "Oh, for cool guys, they are different. There are different indicators. Maybe it can build a recent system." And in our summer system, we often build some private indicators because, in my opinion, a sports car means rich. So I built a private indicators as different cars shows the different words of the of a man. But in my wife's opinion, maybe she want to know the Ferraris, or let's just how do I say, Toyotas means the cheaper and the faster, and maybe the cost of the money. So her private indicators is the brand of the cars. So these three different systems build a different system separation in the business management for the amount of the resolution of demodulation. That's my opinion. And the second one, the direction separation is pretty worse for the guiding because maybe to me, I just want to get some words in it, and maybe 3 of them or 5 of them have some effect on me, as well as my wife. So different direction separation means different information demodulation. And the third one is space separation is part of the information words because show the information flow show me several informations, several words. Maybe I want to choose some of it, or I just listen some of it. That's a part of the information words because, but I could get my result on this part of the information words. So different space separations means different results, means different demodulations. And the fourth one and the last one is time separations, because the different time to deal the information flow, maybe we got the different results. That's obviously that the information flow just come from us from A to B or time A to time B. So we could get the words one by one, different times to get the words, and different maybe it called the different amount of resolutions. So as you know, I changed the sort of the separations in the classical trees, in the business trees, because in my opinion, the classical trees is not fit for the amount of the resolution of the information analysis, because in some department of the data analysis, we often use system separations first, and the direction separations second, in my opinion. Okay. So I will show my think of the questions, and some I also got some worry about my my opinion, that is for the demodulation. I built a new concept or new parameter as the amount of resolution. But the key is how to improve the communications, because we just want to receiver always showed us they are clear for us to what we show. And the second one is how to know the improving of the communications, because we have to more and more practice to improve the amount of resolutions to get a good demodulations. That is show the information in the communication as transfer as good. Okay, that is all my think about it, and I will show my thinking, and it is my pleasure to get your feedbacks. Thank you, Valerie, and thank you all of yours. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Zhang Ting. And before we get to other questions, definitely there is quite a difference when you try to work with TRIZ, with technical systems or business systems or even information systems. That's why we actually started this work on adaptation. One of the major differences, once you can say that the function is the same, if you even take two different technical systems and you identify the same function, you can say that the function is the same, but the context is different, right? So that's a first thing. And a context is usually identified in which, for what goal the function is delivered. For example, every artificially created system is built up for to deliver some goal. And this goal is realized through the context, through the function. If we are talking about sport car, it's not just expensive because to show up or to show off, but it also is expensive because it contains unique parts, expensive materials, lots of electronics which you wouldn't find in other cars and so on. But if you go to information system, that definitely there is a big issue. My question was when you said that the key process of information is to communicate, right? Communication between, let's say, two sides. I think that there is something more than just to communicate. We need information not to communicate, but information itself, right? It's information flow, which is, but information itself contains, well, data. And in many cases, we are not that much interested in communication, but in getting this data, because these data have value. So you see, there are two major value points in information. One would be the communicating, to transfer the data, but the other one are the data itself, which has a value. So how the second part fits into your approach? Did you think about it?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I just told about the demodulation in the communication areas, but it is really my fault to think about the transfer, and maybe at the same time I also short for the thinking about the show itself, the data self showing. Mm-hmm. Maybe this area is is quite new for me. I will take more attention on it. It
Okay.
is information for the communication of the data.
Okay, thank you. There is a question from Richard. Dear Mr. Zhang, TRIZ likes to work with contradictions as in guiding us onwards the problem solving. How do you formulate your problem? For example, big car is attractive, but driving around every day is not good for climate. So it's just an example of a contradiction.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's just talking about it. In my opinion, it's just a different demodulation in the communications. Maybe the data shows different areas in the single data, in the single words. We could demodulation as a different part of the systems. So let me say, it's quite a different. In my opinion, I just want to show the same information give us, or say the same information flow. Maybe sometimes could call the different demodulation, or could the different it could show the quite different in the receiving side. So maybe it's quite complex in the information management. Okay, I want to think about it. Thank you. I want to continue discuss the questions.
Yeah, I think
to all of you.
This is definitely important to continue, because we are looking at sort of differences in the essences. So this requires more theoretical study, I believe. Are you going to write a paper on your approach?
Sorry?
Are you going to write a paper on this approach?
Yeah.
That would be great. Please let me know once your paper is completed, because I think this is a beginning of this sort of research.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. I will.
Okay. Very good. Mr. Tim, thank you very much for your presentation, and we are moving to our next speaker. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.